This is how I made $5,500 trading today, and you can do the same thing if you lock in. Stay tuned. I'll show you how to do it. Lock in, motherfucker. Stay tuned. All right, now, but for real, guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. I just withdrew $5,504 in crypto to my bank account. Pop up right here. It hit my bank account. So you guys can see it's obviously not capped. We had an amazing trade today. I'm gonna go and walk you guys through at the end exactly how I made that $5,500 and how you guys can do the same. Stay tuned for the vlog. We got Nick and Chris coming, so they're gonna be here as well. But at the end, I'm gonna take you guys through the entire setup and exactly how you guys can go make this type of money every single day. So stay tuned. Love you guys. Peace out. All right, so you guys already saw this in the background of the video, so I might as well show you, but I'm gonna have a house tour coming soon. If you don't know, I just moved into a new place here in San Diego. I can't wait to show you guys everything, but for those who don't know, I did used to live in LA when I moved down there to be around, when I moved down there with Mama FX. And then now a lot of my equipment, like those big monitors and all that type of stuff I used to have is still in LA. So I had to still go get this, but we're still rocking this setup. Been going live with it every single day. And you guys already see this on the live streams. I wanna say also, all the profits you guys see me make, I always do it live. All the trades I take on my account that I share super transparently with you guys, I do completely live. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. But this is literally the setup. I did get this when I was traveling, for everyone who saw me go to like Miami and all around the world and stuff. But nonetheless, guys, can't wait for the rest of the setup to get here. This is pretty cool so far. We got the Petco Park Stadium in the background. You guys probably seen a little bit of it so far, but stay tuned for the video. This is the setup so far, and stay tuned for the house tour coming soon. Peace out. It ain't a Luca.NoLimit video until you get this into it. Come on. Every single time, game time. Nick's coming over. We'll have him come right now. Let's get into the vlog. Let's go. I don't know why, but this guy keeps coming to my door trying to solicit me like forex signals. I don't know this. No, excuse me, sir. No comprende. Okay, what's up, G? How you doing? Good, chilling. Oh, just kidding. All right, now back to the vlog, guys. More importantly, not totally kidding. How'd that even happen now? Okay, you can get back out there. Welcome back to the cribbo. That'd be next in the chat. Let's go. All right, so the audio wasn't recording, but Nick walked in and started talking shit on how he's the best pool player ever when literally he's never beaten me. He's like 0 for 15. So I was like, all right, if we're going to play, let's put money on it. I'll put up 1,000. You only put up 500. This is the face he made when I said that. You can hear in the background say, Luca, oh, he's about his money. Yes, so we go. He finally agreed to it. We go upstairs and let's see who's going to win this pool match. Let's go. All right, guys, so we're up here playing pool now. Nick said, and he agreed to $500 if I win, 1,000 if he wins. Shake on it. We're into the game right now. Comment below before we finish. Who do you guys think's gonna win? He's never beat me before, but now the stakes on the line. He thinks he's got it. Let's go. One and done. One game also. Only one game. Nick wears his glasses inside, so we're gonna match them. Oh, what's good, cuzzo? I was built for this. Oh my God, that was pretty bad. Left pocket. Oh no. Don't fucking. Oh. Oh my God, pressure's on. Whew, top right.
Luca! Bro, I was about to have you win 4K, bro.
Oh my God, that wasn't even fucking close. At least mine was a little bit. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, in 4K. Oh my God. So trying to gas me up to miss. Bitch ass. Come on.
Oh my.
Bro needs to retire. Bro needs to touch a full stick now. It's fine, guys. Chat, it's fine.
Should I break the pool stick?
Feels good. Hey, I'm used to this. I'm used to winning.
That was the first one ever. First time he's ever beat me. We're gonna run it back 2K. For you to put up at least 1,000. It's only 500. Wait. Oh wait, no, I have to send you 1,000.
Yeah, he lost it.
Oh, okay. Next time we'll do 2 and you have to give me a K. Be winning it back. Good shit. Wrapping up the video right there, guys. Make sure you stay tuned for the trade breakdown. You can see here, we're up here on the roof. And if you listen closely, what do you hear? You hear the Padres game going on. I'm pretty sure they're playing to the Reds right now. I'm pretty sure they are losing, but you guys already know. You've seen in other videos the view right there of the Padres Stadium. But I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos, but also stay for a couple more minutes for the trade breakdown. You guys are gonna love this. So much education. Stay tuned. Listen to that. They're cheering for the trade breakdown coming. Love you guys. Peace out. All right, guys, let's get right into it. How I was able to make $5,500 day trading and how you guys can too. But before we get into that, I gotta say, on behalf of all my NLT family, my low supporters out there, I apologize for falling short to Nick in that pool game. I don't know what got into me. I don't know if it was the cameras, the stakes on the line, but that was the first time we'd ever fallen short to him. I know, got caught in 4K, but we're gonna come back even stronger, get him again. I have no excuses, but I gotta say that's some of the literal worst pool playing you will ever see in your entire life. And of course, we got it right on camera for you guys. So make sure you subscribe and let me know if you guys like that content. But let's now get right into the charts here. So I was gonna make $5,500 day trading. This is one of the setups I called on NQ live this week in the Discord. If you're not a part of it, the link is in the description. But before we even get into this exact trade, I'm gonna go over the characteristics and confluences I use to catch trades like this time over time. I was 3 for 3 this week, caught 3 trades live and won all of them using the same stuff I'm literally about to show you. So make sure you guys watch all the way through, take notes, and stay tuned. So this is the setup right here, but before we get into that, I'm gonna kind of go up and go over kind of what my setups and strategy kind of entails. So if you don't know my strategy, one of the most important things I start off with is what is the higher time frame bias? I like trading with the trends. So the first thing I figure out is what is the bias for that day? Where's the draw on liquidity? And where do I want to wait for some sort of retracement into a point of interest and then aim for that draw on liquidity? So let's say that we're bullish and we're moving up, higher highs and higher lows. Just beyond just drawing this market structure, what I usually wait for is, of course, retracements into discount to continue. But some of the things that now I've been really trying to preach to you guys, I'm going to go over deeply in other videos, so make sure you're subscribed, is respecting gaps that have to do with the trend you're going in and disrespecting gaps that are against what you're looking for. So in this scenario, usually when price leads to an impulse and a retracement, we're usually, a lot of the time retracement into areas of fair value, like gaps like this. If you don't know what a fair value gap is, I have plenty of other videos going into it. The simplest way is a 3 candle sequence where both neighboring candles don't overlap. When we actually get into the trade breakdown, you'll see it. But this is an example of price distributing, coming back and kind of respecting a bullish for value gap to continue, right? Well, a lot of the time when price continues back up, we'll do what? Continue back down and respect another for value gap just like that. Price coming up, making that higher high, coming down, and once again, respecting a bullish for value gap. But one of the things a lot of people don't look for when talking about for value gaps is inverted for value gaps. So when price is respecting bullish for value gaps, a lot of the time price will also be making bearish for value gaps on the way down. It'll distribute a little bit, causing that 3 candle sequence to occur right here. But if you have good volume coming back in with like having to do with your trend and you're getting a closure above that for value gap, that is showing you strength, that gap is not valid and that price actually wants to continue in that overall direction. So kind of going over that into this example was, first off, we can just replay price and what I first off was looking at when I first came to power hour. So you can see here, New York led to a distribution. One of the first things I talked about is overall direction. So you can kind of come, zoom out even more. But overall, if you don't think that we were bullish, I mean, come to the live streams, I'll show you. But you can see here, we even led to a nice retracement, had some lows here, kind of came back up. To me, was just filling this, but you could see we established this nice low that actually came and, held this London low, but then led to a major distribution up during New York. So once we lead to a retracement, this is another thing I'm going to go over, which is very, very key that you guys should look for in your trading. But when we come back and we retrace, of course, a lot of the time look for supply and demand areas. But one thing I add into my supply and demand areas to make them higher probability is, let's say price leads to that low and then causing an impulse up, which, first off, this is the direction, causing a demand down in this area. So one thing that I've added to my trading that I preach a lot is if price retraces super hard into your demand like this, a lot of people will just take that first tap, and if they see any reaction in this area, they're just going long expecting price to continue up. what happens a lot of the time is price at this area will come up a little bit, get you in a little bit of profit, but continue down and hit your stop loss continuing down in that downtrend. So what I wait for, and I preach a lot, is for price to first off establish that low, then we actually use that low as some sort of liquidity or entry confirmation if price can respect it. So if price, maybe can take liquidity within here, but more, often than not, people like early buyers will get in up here. So what I mean by that is people will like try to buy off this first, rejection, put their stop losses below these lows. And then what ends up happening is they get stopped out for being too early like this, getting in sellers. And then what's happening again is we're stopping out them, gaining sellers in, and then where their stop loss is somewhere in this area. But then, first off, what I'm going to go also is going to go into the inversion for value gaps, because you don't want to just buy right away in this area. And this is what I was explaining step by step when we were live. I have a video I'm going to show up right here of like, me literally showing all the W's in the chat of the wins we've been calling live. It's not like I'm doing this after the fact. These are all setups I call live and explain in real time. So you can see here, let's say that, we led to an impulse, price came down, made a low, and now we're disrespecting that low. Once again, you don't want to just buy just because we're taking out that low. It now has to do with the reaction we get in this area once we're coming back down here, because price could either respect it and continue up, or you just see a lot of bearish volume continuing back lower and you shouldn't be buying anyways. But here, what I usually look for is price taking out this low right here, because that's gaining those early sellers, like I said, like this, while also stopping out the early buyers from this area who had their stop losses probably in this area, or even break even. And what happens in this area is what I wait for is price then come up, and a lot of the time you'll see a fair value gap in this area right here. And this is where the inversion comes in, where if I see price taking liquidity, I'm overall bullish looking for buys, and then I see an inversion to the upside, I'm entering, showing that bullish strength against these lows, stop right below the gap, and that's leaving it protected. And then you're just trying to look for the draw on liquidity on the way back up, targeting these highs. So then, usually it just goes like this, and you're targeting the highs on the way back up. So this, I'm going to go over real once again and then apply it to the real charts of what happened. But it really has to do with what's the direction. For me, it was bullish. This is the impulse, looking for a retracement into discount, but supplying discount and Fibonacci I'm going to get into in a different video, because I don't want to like confuse you guys too much in this one video. But price retraces in the discount, not only getting in our demand area, but then we had the reaction, liquidity sweep, looking for an inversion to the upside, then target the high. So with all that in mind, you can rewind it, take notes, all that type of stuff. Now let's apply it to the charts and what we're looking for. So looking here, first, like I talked about, what's the overall direction? I already told you guys I was overall bullish. We had a nice, beautiful low here, inversion to the upside, causing this break of structure, leading to me, considering this my impulse. This is my overall direction. Now I'm waiting for retracements into areas of interest to look for entry. So I'm deleting this to kind of show you, but the first thing you see is we're on the 15-minute time frame. I first off had this 15-minute demand. So it's not like I'm going to, once again, get in right off that first rejection. It's just one of my points of interest is because this is the last retracement, kind of an order block that led that first impulse. So we could lead to a reaction in this area. So once price comes down, we have a 15, price comes down and leads to our rejection there. So boom, we lead to our first rejection in this 15-minute demand. So that's when I drop down to the 5-minute. When I see on the 5-minute, same type of thing, but I see a 5-minute demand right here. Once I mark it up, I see that this beautiful 5-minute demand that's sitting within the 15-minute has this low that's not tapping in to the demand. You see here, it has a little bit of space before actually tapping in. So I love that I stayed patient, because I was like, you know what we could look for is this is the first tap. What we're going to, wait for is price to come down. Probably early buyers are trying to buy in here. Their stop losses are below in here, but then also sellers are going to try and, gain activity in that area. So first off, buyers are trying to get in. What price is going to come do? Distribute lower, tap into our area of interest, and then we look for a reaction and an entry from there. But you can see I now had my 5-minute demand, lows the takeout into the entry after already tapping into the 15-minute demand. Then we just waited for that retracement into here. You'll see we end up getting price tap directly into that 5-minute. And then what do we leave to the upside? A beautiful fair value gap right here. Remember I said a 3-candle sequence where both neighboring candles don't overlap. Here is the first candle, and that first candle is low. This second candle distributed lower, and this third candle is high it does not overlap with this first candle's low. So you see that? It's causing a gap in the market. A lot of the time, price can just come up and reject these gaps to continue lower. But if you see strength closing above them is where you can look for entry. So now I have a lot of my confirmations where I'm overall bullish. I'm looking for retracements. I'm seeing price kind of slow and respect this area of demand. I see lows in this area that are getting taken out, and I'm starting to see rejection candles. And then now I have my entry confirmation for a beautiful inversion to the upside. So I waited on that 5 minute, price came up, led to that first closure above. We got in here. I left my stop loss right below these lows right into here. And my first target was kind of these highs like this, but then this is going to be another thing I talk about in another video, which comes into using Fibonacci's. But I also was thinking like, all right, if let's say this is just a bounce up, where would price be heading to? It would be heading to discount. So what discount is anything within 50%. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get into this bounce here, and I'm going to, once I get to discount, take my first partials, and that's going to be my first TP is looking for discount. So we had highs right above discount. That was my first TP kind of, but then, looking for price to kind of retrace into this bearish Fibonacci and then seeing the reaction from there. So I press play, you can kind of see we ended up coming back up, and then boom, TP ended up being hit a little bit after for a nice almost 1 to 3, 1 to 2.8 right into discount. This is where I sized a lot of my position up because I also on the higher time frame saw like in this area, price was likely to reject from as well. So a lot of my position I got out in this area. It ended up retracing a little bit as well, but like I said, a majority of my position was already out. And this was just one of the wins of the week, guys. Like if we jump over, this was the win from yesterday too on YM. I'm gonna go in on a different video, but we come over, we got to get out of replay mode. We could jump out and say literally from yesterday, look at the same similar thing, which had to do with overall direction was bullish, even though we were in this minor pullback, looking for lows to be taken out, which was here, and then inversions to the upside, targeting highs. So you could see here, if I would have ended up holding, I'm actually going to pop up a screenshot right here of my actual broker, like showing the money I made, because I closed partials in this area first and left the rest running with the TP. So my TP got hit up in this area, which was literally just targeting the highs. If I would have left it running and I wouldn't have got out here, I think I got hit out over here, it would have, look what ended up happening. Absolutely monster. It would have been a 1 to 32, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. We're gonna go over that in another video, but it just goes to show these are all the type of trades I've been calling live in the Discord. So make sure you guys are tuned in, coming to them. And then also, guys, I want to say I want to go and release a lot more trading content for you guys, free education. And a lot of the content I put on this page is a lot of podcasts, lifestyle vlogs, and I'm still gonna put trading on here. But because I want to release so much more trading content strictly that has to do with literally all the tips I would need if I was a beginner trader, I now opened up a separate YouTube channel, Luca.NoLimit Trades. I want you guys all to go in the description, subscribe. I'm going to do some giveaways and stuff at the beginning, but I'm going to be dropping so much gems on this channel, nonstop trading content to make you guys into the best traders you can become, that I know you guys can become. It's literally up to you guys. So make sure you guys go hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the content on that page. I love you guys so much, and stay tuned for all the content coming next week. So many more great trades and bangers coming. Make sure you guys are part of the community. Make sure to subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys like the content. Leave a comment. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.